Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
I did see, Karma, that this was some kind of mod, but I didn't know it was a Half-Life 2 mod. The Stanley Parable off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
Okay. Let's do what she says. Quit. And then, did we do anything? Did we quit? Right? Begin the game.
This is the story.
I'm skipping it. I wonder if anything happens. All right. Let's go. We still have other endings to find.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might... Oh, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Thank you. All right, I'm out. That's hilarious, Alex.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
What is the
upstairs
Ultra
to
version?
his boss's office.
I need to use the bathroom. Oh, I made it. Wow, look at this bathroom. I got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. Extreme bathrooms. Oh, man. Yeah, this is... I mean, the rug in the bathroom. Amazing. Can't see yourself in the mirror. Always a fun game design choice. I love that Time Magazine just has a clock on the front. Oh, man. Oh. Oh. Craps. Indoors monthly. Help, I can't find my cat. Could be indoors? What wallpaper should I put in my kitchen? A billion lines of dialogue, Alex? That's hilarious. Yeah, ride the elevator. This is very pleasant music. not music you would cry to. Silently. It's never stopping, is it? Oh. Okay. It doesn't actually go anywhere. That's pretty funny. Let's try... Can I push down? I went up. I could stay in here for hours, you know. I'm sure this does something good. Fine. Fine, don't go anywhere. Be that kind of elevator. That's not how we escape, apparently.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Look at that camera, like the security camera way up high in the boss's office, pointing at what?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly...
I don't remember what the other code was, though. It was like 115, like, nightmare or something like that. I'm not recalling it to mind.
2845. Forgot, Stanley simply began entering random codes into
you're
the
right, it was a
keypad,
3.
knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he was going to do instead.
Interestingly, it seems to be doing the exact same thing. Well, we'll have to see. Yeah, this looks very similar.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, so last time we escaped. So let's try Mind Control Facility and see how much fun this is. Uh-huh. That looks good.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh, I see.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
It's Cerebro.
Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay. No, I don't. Let's go over here. Cameras. Okay. Employee observation protocol. Alright, let's see.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Oh.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
It's interesting, though, like, you know, when you think about this kind of paradox, or this kind of situation where there's just this hyper Big Brother surveillance, right? And how it resonates with the idea that the game purported earlier, which is that you are of no significance. And yet, this suggests that you are of such significance that people are spying on you, 24 hours a day, or at least while you're at work. Like, you're being watched, like, as if you are that important that you need to be monitored. So it's kind of a contradiction in those terms, with this extreme paranoia, like somebody cares what you're doing. But it is, let's look at these different screens and see, looks like the boss is even being monitored, if I am looking at this correctly, right? There's like the boss's office, so the boss is not above this. There's some kind of like error screen over there. I don't think I can zoom in on with the camera. It says somebody got fired, right? So this is pretty funny. And there's a person switch. What does this do?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I mean, I suppose when I look at this, it doesn't look like it's doing any mind controlling. It just looks like passive observation. Maybe people are like recording your activity.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I mean,
but
maybe.
Here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So I guess this is the moment where what I do is break the mind control facility. But it's interesting because, I mean, think about that for a moment. You're upset with being mind controlled and manipulated into behaving a certain way by some kind of facility, and so your act is to destroy that facility. But how could you ever have the agency to destroy the thing that's controlling you? It must not work, or it must have stopped working, and then also everybody else died or disappeared. Like, but okay. Mind control status offline. So let's break this. All right, this looks good. There's numbers to push. That doesn't open. 0521 seems to be written everywhere. So I have a 5 and I have a 2 and a 1. But do I have anything else? And then that says 0142001. Okay, fine. Here's a 5. So the numbers I have to work with so far that I've seen are this 5. Mind controls idle, awaiting input. Hilarious. Let's see if I have anything else. What does that big red button do? Detonate this facility? Alright. 1 and 2 are over here. That doesn't do anything. Okay, 3. Alright. So then I mean, I could try to push 521 and see if anything happens, I guess. Alright. And console disabled. Fair enough. The sad truth of the whole thing is that they don't need a mind control facility to get people to go to a corporate setting that's this depressing. That people willingly do that for a pittance of the money that they should actually be remunerated. It's a lot easier. You don't have to go through all of these, you know, fancy protocol to get people to go do a terrible job.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
So I guess I have another choice here, which is I could, you know, just defy this by saying on, or I could feel like I'm a real hero and turn it off.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
It's true.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
That's what I was asking.
What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
It's a good question.
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
All right. So this is the, quote, freedom ending, perhaps? Am I going to get mauled by a bear instantly?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Huh. So that's like the generic ending. That's like the base way to beat the game. Alright, so it's a happy ending. So that's the story that the narrator wrote
Stanley
up for
came
us.
to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to
It
go
got
up
boarded
to his
up.
boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's see if I can go down.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe he
All
thought
right.
to himself.
I think I'm going to
Maybe
get another
I
ending
am
down here. I
crazy.
think this is just going to
All
be
of
the
my
same thing.
coworkers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason.
All right. Let's not do that. Let's not go back down.
How
That
long
doesn't
was
seem
I
to help
sitting
me.
there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Input received. Awaiting input. I can't do anything else. Huh.
When Stanley came to a set of two
I'll go
open
in-
doors,
I'll go in left.
he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
It's what it felt like, Karma. That was the feeling I got from before. So, in that way, then, Karma, I mean, were they specifically making commentary, maybe not just
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze
Half-Life 2
in his
itself,
tracks.
but it seems
Not
like it.
a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Statistically, nearly impossible to guess blindly, ever.
Yeah, I mean, because, like, I remember when...
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs, trying to...